Hey pushers, welcome to episode 8 of my How to Write series. We are now going to go through step 4 for the LEQ and the DBQ, which is writing contextualization. If you don't know me, I'm Annie Jensen, and I have graded AP exams for 6 years, and I have graded thousands of responses, and so I'm going to be including my best tips here for how to make sure you're getting the points on the actual day of the AP exam. For this series, we're going to be using the questions from 2023 set 1. So my best strategy for you is to pull up those questions, to go to APUSH FRQ, click on the link, and then you're going to click 2023 set 1. So when I introduce the question, then go do the question and then come back and hear how I would go about it and compare what you did. Contextualization is a point that you definitely want to try to hit right away in your essay, as it is fairly simple to do in just 3 or 4 sentences. Yes, you can do it shorter. However, the biggest question I hear AP readers asking at the grading is, did they do enough? And you don't want them to ask that. You want them to be confident, yep, they did enough, they get the point. And so I will teach you a formula that's just 3 or 4 sentences that's going to be able to make sure that you do enough to get the point. Most students are going to do contextualization as their introductory hook. In English class, you may have heard of using a hook or an attention grabber. In history, we just want you to set the stage, to tell us the time and the place, the background information related to the prompt. So for this, it's really helpful to consider the ION and ISMs of history. These are all going to be big, broad ideas that work really well for contextualization. So these are things that are happening through wide ranges of time, not just like one specific thing like the Embargo Act. These are going to be big, broad ideas that are perfect for contextualization. There are others, but this is just a quick list that I thought that you could use in quite a variety of essays. Couple tips here. You want to keep your contextualization to within 50 or 100 years of the time period of the prompt. Going well beyond that is going to make it that it may not actually be all that relevant to what you're going to write about in your essay. Next, no double dipping. If you're going to be talking about reform movements as one of your body paragraphs, don't use that for contextualization. You can't earn the point. You can't earn 2 different points for the same information. And then last, no absolute truisms. What this means is you have to make a statement that's actually specific for a particular historical period. So you can't say, in the United States, there was migration. That's true all the time. So you can't use a statement like that. It needs to be more specific. So for your first sentence, you're going to introduce the broad context. I want you to consider time and place here. So you might write something like, in the wake of the revolution, the U.S. expanded. Okay, you could add more details, right? You could set the time period, you could say expanded west, something like that, but you're gonna just set the time and the place. Then you're gonna provide some evidence here. You could do 1 sentence, you could do 2, don't waste a huge amount of time because you're only getting 1 point for this whole contextualization section. I see students sometimes including like 4 pieces of specific information and you're not getting additional points for that. So something like the Louisiana Purchase could be relevant here, where this purchase of land is going to increase expansion to the west. Now here's the key. This one is so important. You need to link to the thesis. This is going to ensure that you're getting the point. So remember, our thesis is all about changes as a result of commercial agriculture. So you could say something like expansion led to new economic endeavors. Or you could say it led to the market revolution, the transportation revolution, something like that. But make sure that in this statement here, you're connecting to the idea of agriculture or economics. And so that's going to ensure that you are setting the stage for your essay. With a solid outline, contextualization, and thesis taken care of, now you're ready to move on to writing some really great body paragraphs. We'll address how to write those body paragraphs in the next episode of How to Write.